All right, guys, it is Thursday, and you know what that means. It is update day on the finals. We got new patch out here, 7.3. We're going to run through this here, and let's hope there's some good stuff in here. And the first thing in this new update is going to be the new limited time mode. It's time to blast off. It's kind of interesting. There's a video down here that we can watch as well. Basically, you're going to come in as a medium with evasive dash and explosive. Locked in loadout, there's going to be low gravity all the time, and you have a centered camera position. Is very, very weird. I'll show you guys this video right here. I was watching it a little bit before. We'll turn it down a little bit here.
Contestants out of the sky.
As you guys can see, that's a bit of an interesting mode. Blast off, it's called. Go try it out. Let me know what you guys think. I think it looks kind of cool. Like I say, I think it'll be a fun little casual mode. Mess around with your friends. Let's get into the more nitty-gritty stuff here. Improved destruction. I saw this on Twitter. I think this is absolutely insane. As you guys can see on this little GIF here, now they have destruction where if you bring down one building and it falls into another, it'll collapse that second building. You guys can see the dojo here is falling down onto this other part, and it's actually breaking that building. I think that's really awesome. I think that's obviously an element of FPS games that we don't have, but I think the finals kind of takes it to a whole new era with this whole kind of chained reaction of destruction. You can see it down here. They're talking about in Skyway Stadium as well. Let's move down here. Let's go past the World Tour stuff. There's new stuff in the store. They have some stuff for the 4th of July. So let me know which one of those in the shop is your guys' favorite. Personally, I really like the low FPS reload animations for the CL-40. I think that is really awesome. I already know that CL-40 mains are going to be buying that straight away. Scrolling down here more, we have some Twitch drops. Obviously, you got a sticker here, the Shack, the Cerberus, and the M26. Moving on, I think this is something kind of cool too. Customize your intro and outro. You now have the ability to change what emote you have on the intro when you enter the arena and an emote you have on winning. So you can actually have two different ones, which is kind of cool. I'll show you guys how to do that right now. Just go over to your contestant, go over to edit, and you guys can see what my emote is right here on my player card and also when I enter the arena. When I go to edit, go over here, and whatever emote you choose, I chose this one, for example, you can click show on victory. If I want to use this one, I go show on victory, and now when I win, I'll have this emote, but when I enter the arena, it'll have this one. Moving on from the winners emotes, they did some improvements to the practice range. You guys can see they made it so the dummies are basically a bit more high IQ. It says they fight with more brain power now, and there's also difficulties for the big box challenge. You now have easy and hard. I think that's cool. Big box challenge is actually kind of fun. I played it once with a buddy. It's actually kind of cool. I think it's a good way to warm up, but also you kind of have to lock in a little bit if you're trying to do it by yourself. It's actually kind of hard to complete by yourself. All right, this is what you guys came here for, obviously. You guys came here to see the balance changes. You guys want to see that Infuser nerf, which I can already see here. And hopefully we're just going to be scrolled down. We're going to see some CL-40 nerfs as well. Let's get through this here. Right off the bat, the H plus Infuser. Decrease the health given per shot from 20 to 15. Obviously, you're going to be healing less, but I still don't think this addresses the issue. I think the fact is with the H1 Infuser is that it shoots too fast. I think it needs to shoot a little bit slower. I think the less healing is obviously good, but I think the fact that you can just hold left mouse button and just absolutely get someone back to full HP like Avi, for example, is crazy. I think it needs to shoot a little bit slower. Healing emitter now, the cooldown now begins on the emitter when it's destroyed, not when it's deployed. So same thing as the Guardian turret. This basically is just the exact same as the Guardian turret. Skimming through this here, the cooldown's reduced, which is kind of nice. You can also choose to pick up the emitter via the control tablet, which obviously cuts it in half. This is exactly how a lot of the deployables should be, being the barricade. The turret's obviously like this, and now the healing emitter. I think anything that is deployable should be like this. I think it's perfect. So let me know what you guys think of that. I really like this. Gateway, increase the cooldown on items that travel through the gateway before they are able to re-enter it from 0.5 to 1 second. Basically, what this means is that objects that are thrown into the gateway should less frequently fall back through. So you guys know when you're gatewaying a box across the map, sometimes the box will pop through the gateway and then go back through. This should happen less now because that was kind of annoying, but this should happen less. Don't think the gateway needed more buffs, man. But all right, so in the weapon changes here, it looks like they're just kind of adjusting a lot of the equip and unequip times. So for the 9.3R, the AKM, the ARN, the CB1 repeater, the Cerberus, and it looks like the CL-40, they've changed some values down here. But for those weapons I just mentioned, they have increased the weapon equip time and they have decreased the weapon unequip time. I'm going to leave this right here if you guys want to check it out. If your weapon that you use is on here, I don't really know if these are going to be incredibly noticeable unless you have like 5,000 hours using one specific weapon like the ARN or the AKM or something like that. I don't think you would specifically notice these changes, but they're there, so keep that in mind. CL-40, this is something that everybody has wanted for a very long time. I think this buff that they made to 60 centimeters is absolutely crazy. And looking at it here, they only brought it down to 50. So I'm not too happy about that. Increase the self-damage multiplier from 1.25 to 1.35. However, I think, and most people could agree with me, that that doesn't necessarily solve the problem of the CL-40. I think the CL-40 can absolutely obliterate most classes in the game. And I think the decrease from 60 to 50 was not it. And personally, I think this number needs to be more around the 40 to 45 range. I think it was at 30 before. And if they really want to buff it, if they're hard set on buffing it, I think that 45 to 40 would be a good sweet spot. Let me know what you guys think of that. So moving forward, we got the FAMAS and the FCAR. It looks like they're changing a lot of these weapon equip and unequip times. I'm going to scroll down here. You guys can see they're changing a lot of these guns. And like I said, I don't think you'll really be able to notice much of this unless you avidly use a single weapon exclusively and nothing else. But I'm not going to be able to notice any of these. Let me know if you guys are noticing any of these, or if you are an absolute demon on any of these guns, if you have so many hours played on one of them. Sledgehammer, increase the height of the primary attack hit sweep from 15 centimeters to 25 centimeters, making the attack more reliable. I know sometimes the animation on melee weapons that I've heard from a lot of my friends that play melee don't always line up with exactly what the weapon is doing in game and what you see. So hopefully this will make that a little bit better for those melee weapons. I know melee's in a really bad spot right now. Honestly, I'm not going to say that I'm sad because of that, but let's move on. Enough about that. XP54 here looks like they did more of this equipped and unequipped stuff. I don't know why they didn't just put all of this at the start. Looks like we got the XP and the SR84 have those last two equipped things. All right, so moving over to the content and bug fixes, and there's something in amongst all this that I really wanted to highlight for you guys because I thought it was hilarious. I saw it on Twitter and I thought it was awesome. I think it's in audio here. Where is it? Added voiceover lines from players' respawn statues audible to their squad when requesting a revive. The request revive button finally has a use. You can use this in-game and it'll play a little audio clip, kind of like someone's talking through a radio.
Anyone? Revive? Get me back in the fight! Uh-oh, I'm a statue! Help! Come on, revive me!
I feel like I should mention this as well, but I'm not a controller player, but I know a lot of my friends, a lot of my viewers are. So it fixed a controller bug where the controller would rumble far away from explosions. I don't know how often that would happen to you guys, but if it did, just know that that's fixed. That's going to be super cool. And honestly, guys, they fixed a bunch of other bugs in here. As you guys can see, there is a lot of stuff in here. If you guys want to read it, I will make sure to drop the patch notes down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys are looking forward to Season 7 of the finals. I'm having a blast right now. Let me know what rank you guys are at right now in this game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below. Peace out, guys.